I've been doing music really since I was just a little kid. I was in various cover bands in high school. When I was in high school, I was in this band called Low Profile, and it was actually a class that I took. The closest thing I could think of to it would be something like a School of Rock. You audition for this class, and then once you got into it, you would show up to school every day and take this as a course. And so then you would perform at various schools and that kind of a thing. So our teacher, he was actually in the band that went on to become Kiss. So that was kind of my early experiences with rock. In my late teens and into my 20s, I was in a band called Rainchildren. We were a band that we were able to do a lot of great things. We put out a bunch of albums. We did some touring across the country once, and then touring the southern states. We opened for a bunch of bands like Jars of Clay. We played at Hershey Park Arena with them once, and sold a bunch of albums for an independent band. And we had some close calls with record labels. There was a bunch of label interest. We had, I think, 2 or 3 label showcases, one in Nashville. And so there was some interest there, and a couple A&R people would come out to our shows. And so right when we're thinking we're getting there, it just, for whatever reason, it didn't happen, and we decided to end. So it was a great experience with that band. Like I said, I performed all over the place. We played at a lot of large music festivals, the Creation Fest out here, Purple Door Arts and Music Fest. Out in California, Monterey, California, there's a music festival, a large one, thousands of people. So just really good experiences. So in those years with Rainchildren, with touring and recording, I was actually the hand percussionist, and I also sang background vocals. So yeah, I toured and recorded various albums with that group. One of the greatest experiences I had with that band, the Creation Festival, their first year that they were going to be doing a festival out west, and they played at the Gorge Amphitheater, and so we got to play main stage out at that place, and it's just a gorgeous amphitheater with mountains and kind of a desert-like atmosphere, and it was just gorgeous. And just playing on that stage, which I had kind of the Steely Dan Live in America, there's a picture of that venue on there, and I always just thought that would be an amazing place to play, and I've gotten to play there, so that was pretty amazing. As I was ending my time at Sight and Sound, I ended up joining this band that was just forming and later became called Kheris. I met these guys at an open mic, and at that point I had wanted to get back into being in a rock band and as a drummer, playing kit. So I had been practicing my drumming for a year or whatever, and just really dedicating myself to that. And I stumbled upon these guys at an open mic, and they walked in the room, and I started talking to them, and I just had this sense that I was going to join this band just from the common musical threads that we had. I'm a fan of new wave music, and some of the things I like, Echo and the Bunnymen, U2, and a bunch of those kinds of bands. And so Psychedelic Furs Anyway, the lead singer and I we were talking about these bands and just what we would like to do musically and where we thought we could take music. And so we ended up setting up a rehearsal time, and we got together, and it was just, we just really gelled immediately. And at the first practice that I had with them, they'd already had some songs written, but we came up with a song at that rehearsal just out of a jam, and it was a really solid song called Mother Nature, and it ended up on our first EP. We played around the area a lot regionally, and we recorded, like I said, the EP, and then we recorded a full-length album, and then we ended a couple years ago. Yeah, doing music is such a huge passion for me. The thing I love about it is not just the music being on stage. It's just, I feel like it's what I was born to do, and gives me the greatest joy. And connecting with the audiences, and also having something to inspire the audience with. I'm not a songwriter, but I'm such a fan of solid songs. That's one thing I'm really happy about with the bands I've been in. They've had solid songs that, when people come up to you after the shows, if they're saying, oh, it was a great show, that's one thing. But still years later, for some of these bands I've been in, just to be able to hear, like, oh, that song really, like, helped me at a rough time in my life, or just being able to hear those things even today from past bands, that's such a great thing. So with music, there's just, it's a universal language that you can really reach out to people with. So that's a huge part of it for me.
And I don't know why, but she can't sleep at night unless she can sleep.
So basically, this video for me is me nailing a sign, so to speak, on a bulletin board. My favorite band, U2, their early days, how they formed, I guess Larry Mullen Jr. had posted a sign on a bulletin board. And now it seems with all of our distractions and everything, people don't even take the time as much to look at bulletin boards. But with the internet, I'm hoping that this could maybe find somebody who's also looking for that one musician to complement their band.